the Koreans were employed by the Japanese. It's a war. They lost they had captured all of those Far East countries. So a lot of Koreans were taken as workers. So that you can call it the rivalry, hatred, whatever it is. That if the Japanese can do it, we'll do it better. So that is how the Koreans, the spirit came up, and they built up the shipyards. Now I call another, this is the racial point of view. This Mongolian Chinese, this race, they are very hardworking people. They are very hardworking in the sense you see that traditionally India is also a very old civilized country. But our people are not really, it is the geography has given us that plenty of bountiful of food, a very, congenial geography, and people are as a result not so hardworking. And that is what the Chinese, you go to Singapore, the Singaporean tell, what are you telling me, Commodore? We are the Chinese Singaporean who have brought up Singapore. Same thing in Malaysia. It's the Chinese Malaysian who has brought up Malaysia. So this race is a very hard-working race. Now we don't have that kind of tradition. You mentioned somewhere about the middle class and intellectual, the brain. Yes, that is what we've been talking, you remember, that if we have any salvation, it is to automation and bring in the information technology into the shipbuilding. That is where we can anywhere go about it. I will later touch after the conclusion, the thing what all I have in mind. I happen to be in a fortunate position that born in the just pre-independence, 47. I saw the independence, I saw the growth. First IIT I joined, studied. We were very ambitious. I didn't go and settle abroad because we have to do something in this country. Navy gave me an opportunity to do a free run. We developed. So again, I come back. We should not be afraid. We should not have fear or be afraid of doing ourselves things. It's not that all the time we run into a foreigner's hand to develop. Yes, get some idea, but we can do it ourselves. Our dockyards are one of the most modern in the country, in the world, you can say. Yes, so similarly, shipyards also, when you come back to it, having seen all the things development, we will later conclude after hearing everybody.
What we really want to know is if the nation wants to go ahead and do something, like Koreans. What I understood when they designed their shipyards, as you were talking about the layouts in early 70s or mid 70s, they went for a world scale size shipyards layouts from the day one. I mean, they had that kind of vision.
Ramesh, this is where I call it is not shipyard. Anything you design or you do, a designer has to sit down and close his eyes and say, what is he doing? Is he going to creating something which will be obsolete after 5 years? It is no good. He has to foresee what will come in the next 50 years. I give you example, I designed the towing tank, experimental facility in NSTL. I was asked by Dr. Rajaramana, what are you up to? I said, sir, I will study, I will think about it, and next till middle of 2050, it should be still be modern. And that is what I am thinking of or dreaming about. And how I did it, that's a different story. But this is where, shipyard Koreans have done even today. We have to first do a research. That is, it's not only a consultant who does it. It's another group who will define what is the future of shipping. What sort of ships you are looking for. Now LNG is going to be a very major, area I consider, and it's a high-tech vessel. And this kind of vessel today, Europe, Norwegian and all that, they are only surviving because of these high-tech vessels. Now, Koreans are doing it. Let us also equip ourselves, because our country, when it grows, will be a big consumer of petroleum products. So LNG will be a big requirement. Now, this is an area. Similarly, what are the other type of vessels? Container, of course, going to live with it. I saw the growth of the container in the early 60s, and today it is the in thing. So, container vessels. These are the classes on basis of which your aim should be what sort of shipyard you are going to get. Bulk movement, yes.
Now the question is, excuse me, as he has pointed out, one is shipyard layout, and also the people themselves, and of course, and then the R&D and other activities which will support and lead us further to more specialist shipbuilding and get greater confidence in terms of taking on more specialist ships. Do you think our own yards, does anyone have anything to say that our own yards?
Technology involved,
Yeah.
the technology, methodology of the construction that we are having in Indian shipyards is in one way whatever we had, we are trying to use that. So it is slightly outdated if you compare with the international thing. So the methods of shipbuilding that is being employed, so that if we can employ over here with the inputs of the mechanization that is there. But mechanization doesn't mean that human element is not there, it is very much there. So this aspect is what I studied and what I saw over there, that makes hell of a lot of difference, both to the productivity and to the quality.
Can you have
I can point out few things. First and foremost, what I did see, that over there in Korea, everything, whether it be arranging for a small dinner or anything, the planning is so intricate that they go into the menu, they even ask me whether Mr. Madhav wants which wine he likes, to settle this thing. So that planning part, it is intrinsic, detailed and honest. This is the key to cutting down your execution time. Complete planning in India, that whatever we have been involved in, it is quite a lot, assumption based. That, okay, my machine can do so much and I allotted so much, but we are not taking the realistic time, what a man can do, what a machine can do, and then integrating that in the entire system. Because why I am saying this, say like in Hyundai shipyard that I am seeing, I was over there for the last 2 VLCCs. Now there they have an order book of now 270 ships which they have to produce, about 70 ships which they produce, and they are all above Afromax category. They do not touch anything below 60,000, 70,000, 80,000, these vessels. So for making those, they are concentrating on your VLCCs, Suezmax, Afromax, containers, and LNG of course, and of course the offshore yard is different. Now based on this, they are the 3 yards that are biggest, Hyundai, your Daewoo and Samsung, they are all going for this variety of this. There is no product mix. That is one factor which we are overlooking in our entire planning, that small yards build small ships, big yards build, you cannot do product mix. Then your facilities will not address the product very well and your efficiency will be lost. Now for these bigger things, now like a VLCC or this thing, where we are having, blocks are going into 400, 500. But each of these 70 vessels which they are producing in a year, 1 year in the shipyard. Now there you can see that if the planning is not detailed, a day lost anywhere will affect the entire chain. So they see to it that every part of the thing is first, they spend hell of a lot of time on design and planning, they go together.
70 ships in a year.
Yeah, these big ships.
70, and are they, how many types? How many designs? I mean, are they 2 designs, 3
No,
designs, 4
no,
designs?
no. They encourage only mostly series orders. That obvious. Now presently, none of the Korean shipyards are entertaining any bulker order or anything. They go over to China and others, because that is the reason why India is getting some orders. Some of these orders, because bulker is supposed to be on a lower grade on this thing, and all these yards are first concentrating on the LNG ships, because LNG is 160 million and above, whereas these are on the lower side. So the high value things are being done, and of course the offshore side, FPSO and PSO, they are about 10 times as more than
No, you said that Hyundai does 70 ships in a year.
Yes.
Yeah. How many types of design? 5 designs or only one design, 70 ships?
No, not one design. I'll say I'm
How
talking
many?
about say container vessels, 8,000, 10,000. Now 10,000 is also going down in the orders. So these bigger type of container vessels, bigger type of oil tankers, Suezmax, your VLCCs. VLCCs are all 330 meters.
So averagely you say about 5, 6 of each design?
By and large. Even the your
So that itself is
LNG
huge.
design, which of course varies from yard to yard. Now none of